Well, welcome back, fans of the ECHL Insider. I'm your host, Garrett Hunter. Boy, was that another crazy week of ECHL hockey. Had a lot of great finishes, and we'll actually start our episode out with one, as it was the Utah Grizzlies and Tulsa Oilers on Saturday night. Third game of a three-game set between Grizzlies and Thunder. And with the game tied at 3-3 going to overtime, the Utah Grizzlies wasted no time getting out of Tulsa on Saturday night. 7 seconds in, they end the game in overtime with a 4-3 win. A lot of coaches, if they saw what happened, I think they would play that for their team. Is, boys, this is how you start in overtime. You win the draw, just go right after the defense, 3-on-3, and then you just roof it right over the goaltender. It was a thing of beauty if you're a Grizzlies fan to see an overtime goal just 7 seconds in. Really impressive from the Grizzlies. They take 2 out of 3 over the Tulsa Oilers. And also the Wichita Thunder had themselves quite the weekend in Allen. A 7-3 and 9-2 pair of blowouts over the Americans. And to be honest, that was what you could just visibly see a defeated Americans team Saturday night. Just in the third period, it was goal after goal by Wichita, and Allen had no response for the attack being put against them on their home ice. Impressive from Wichita, but definitely deflating from Allen. They'll look to bounce back next week against the Kansas City Mavericks. And finally, we'll keep it in the Mountain Division for Rapid City and Idaho. And Idaho fans, not going to want to hear this. Rapid City, for the second time this season, has went into Boise and swept a 3-game series. Really impressive by this Rush team, including an overtime and shootout win over the Steelheads. Really close games, but Rapid City came up clutch, right? First 2 games, you get the overtime winner. Okay, next game, shootout winner, and then they finish it off on Saturday night with a 5-2 win. Really good performances on the road from this Rush team. And the second time they've done it this season in Boise. Also very impressive. Well, on that note, we will take you now to our top 5 games of the week. And we will also keep it in the Mountain Division, oddly enough, for our 5th game to open it up here with the Tahoe Night Monsters and Wichita Thunder. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Get to see this dandy 3 games in a row. And another set of teams that can really score some goals. We've seen it from Wichita last week. We just talked about their scoring spree in Allen. They've scored a total of 16 goals in their last 2 games. And Tahoe, they, in their first season, have really not had a hard time for most of the season putting the puck in the back of the net. They have some weapons, guys like Patrick Newell on that team, and their captain. A lot of former Savannah Ghost Pirates, also a side note on this Night Monster roster, can really light the lamp. So it should be a really great matchup between 2 Mountain Division teams going at it on a 3-3. So really looking forward to that one. And also a note, Wichita, they're definitely not safe. They have Idaho nipping at their heels, only 3 points back of them for that 4th and final playoff spot in the Mountain Division. So should be important 3 games if you're the Wichita Thunder. And at number 4, we'll see another set of rivalry games between the Jacksonville Icemen and Orlando Solar Bears. It'll start on Tuesday in the Kia Center in Orlando before the scene shifts to Jacksonville for Saturday night's tilt. Really looking forward to these back-to-back home-and-home games for Icemen and Solar Bears, especially with the way that these teams have been playing as of late. Jacksonville got an impressive victory over the Trois-Rivières Lions on Saturday, and at the same time on Saturday, an overtime win for the Solar Bears over the Stingrays. So these 2 teams have been playing very well as of late, so I'd like to see them face off head-to-head. And at number 3, Jacksonville, after they get done at home on Saturday night with Orlando, will take the bus up north for a few hours to play South Carolina on Sunday afternoon. Stingrays and Icemen, this should be a really good one. 2 teams close in the standings in that South Division, with South Carolina in second place, Jacksonville in third place. Should be a really good game. This is a hard team to play at home, that South Carolina team. Just 2 regulation losses for them so far this season. They are a very good team. 16 regulation victories for this team. So they are a team to watch out for at home. That is a great crowd in North Charleston, a very hostile environment for the visiting team. And at number 2, you'll see the Tulsa Oilers and Kansas City Mavericks go at it 3 days in a row again, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, except Sunday they'll make the trip to Tulsa, with the first 2 games being in Kansas City. So really impressive matchup, I would say here. Tulsa, they're licking their wounds a little bit after losing 2 out of 3 to Utah. That was disappointing for the Oilers, obviously, but Kansas City, they seem to be going strong still in the top place of that Mountain Division. So we'll see how this turns out, because Tulsa, we know they can bounce back from some hard losses, but they have to bounce back in a big way against a very stout opponent in the Kansas City Mavericks this weekend. And our top game of the week will be the Wheeling Nailers and South Carolina Stingrays battling out on Saturday night. We just talked about what a hostile environment North Charleston Coliseum is, and it will be loud and rocking on Saturday night when Wheeling comes to town. Wheeling's a great road team, though, this season. One of the best in the league. They're in second place in the North, so should be a really great matchup to see Nailers and Stingrays. Kind of wish this was a 3-game series, to be honest with you, but we only get to see it one time. So one time, Saturday night, Nailers and Stingrays. Make sure to mark your calendars for this one, because you definitely don't want to miss it Saturday night. And the reason why this isn't a 3-game series is because afterward, Wheeling goes to Greenville for Sunday and Monday. So Wheeling only in town one night, but it should be a really great matchup between the Stingrays and Nailers. So make sure to check that out. And also, speaking of checking things out, make sure to check out our fight of the week. 2 teams that you wouldn't expect to get into it really had about. The Railers and Gladiators went at it on Saturday night. That horn blew and the punches were just being thrown everywhere. I feel bad for the officiating crew here. There was nothing they could have done to stop this from going down. It looked like it was just kind of something that was bound to happen if you watched that game. So, but it just unloaded really when the zeros hit the clock, and the Railers' fate was sealed. A 4-2 win for the Gladiators, and they definitely expressed their frustration, as you're about to see. So make sure to check that out. And then afterward, go down below if you wouldn't mind. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And we cannot wait to see you next week for another episode of the ECHL Insider.
Comes to an end. Draw one back by Jackson Pearson. Dylan Caravia with one last clear, and the Gladiators win. And now we've got a fight behind the net. As Dylan Caravia was sent down, Ethan Hyder throws a punch. Now Jeremy Hensel. We've got punches and bunches behind the net. Control of this game has been totally lost. Punches to the back of the head from Jeremy Hensel. Now Lincoln Hatton throwing a couple of shots. I mean, this is just absolutely ridiculous. The officials have lost control of this game completely. It's over. Let's skate away, boys. My, oh my. Credit to the linesmen who are trying their hardest. Oh my gosh. This is one of the biggest brawls of the season. Finally, Janelle backs off. Ethan Hyder has his glove in the helmet of Colby Johnson, who doesn't want to get away from Dylan Caravia. Now that's the game.